that goes through areas that will only be developed very gradually over time, but it informs the process as we go. So it's not a black and white issue, and in this case, I thought with the additional wording, the concerns of the town and other things, that was reasonable.
Well, it only reflects what exists and what has funding. That's not really a plan. It's just really reality as it exists. Commissioner Thompson?
Yeah, had the tables been turned and had been a 2-to-1 vote to put it back in, would you have objected because there was a bare quorum?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, one comment I have right now is I wasn't here when the MML and everybody met, the mayors met with this present board, but I did watch it on TV, and it was concluded, correct me if I'm wrong, that the discussion of issues related to a specific municipality would be either brought up via an email or a phone call. Is that, I'm not sure if I'm explaining that correctly.
I wasn't a party to that, so I don't know.
Commissioner Thompson was not here. Now, in respect to this particular discussion and vote, I would have thought that based on that conclusion that those who were here had agreed on, that at least a phone call to the town by staff would have said, hey, we're bringing up discussion, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think that there was any expectation that that discussion would occur that day.
That vote would have been taken?
Yeah, I don't think that was anticipated. I mean, I was there in the morning. I had to go to a meeting in Annapolis. I was a little bit surprised to find out those motions occurred while I was gone.
Okay, so based on, I don't mean to interrupt, but so based on that conclusion from that meeting, that's why I strongly want to revisit this.
I mean, any motion is in order when we're discussing a region plan, so it wasn't out of order.
That's right, it wasn't out of order.
But it was not anticipated. I really thought we would talk with both of the municipalities about these issues around their town before we...
Well, let's get this clear.
And if you watch, and I'm one citizen coming here and standing and saying...
And if you watched that meeting, which apparently you did, I don't mean the one with the municipalities, but the one in which the vote was taken. I mean, I made the argument that day, about the map, with the three of us, that, I made the argument that day as strongly as I could, to the point where after those sorts of votes continued, I left the meeting in order to...
Please.
Yes, this will be my last comment. But that we needed, that it was a needless step, that it was needlessly going to upset the town and cause a lot of gyrations and responses and concerns and anger. When we're going to come back to this anyway, we'd be able to talk to the town, and that would be a better process.
I'll let you have the last word, Lenny. Then I'm going to we can continue to discuss after we close the meeting.
Okay.
The board is going to have to adopt parameters. If you guys left the impression at this municipal meeting that no action will take place that affects the municipality unless they are given some kind of opportunity to weigh in on it, that's a concern. Okay? And you either did that or you didn't, or you did it unintentionally. That has to be cleared up, because I don't pledge to people that I won't take an action on something until I've telephoned somebody and got their approval.
We didn't.
I will not do that. I will not do that.
And we didn't.
And if somebody gets offended by that, that's okay. But I don't proceed my votes by telephone calls to anybody. I do what I think is best in the long-term best interest of the town.
We tried to try to communicate well to the towns on issues that we thought they would be interested in.
Right.
And generally, when we do a region plan, we do have some scheduled discussion with the municipalities in that region, which some municipalities have chosen not to attend, but at least we have made an effort to have that discussion. And, different towns have different issues, and we've agreed and we haven't agreed. I don't think we can ever say that we're going to agree to everything all the time. And I did also say that sometimes, we may have an issue that we maybe should have communicated, but for whatever reason it came up and we didn't communicate, and that it wasn't going to be perfect. I mean, I'm actually quoted in the paper saying it will not be perfect.
Right.
Okay. Will the Thurmont and Emmitsburg elected officials get an invitation, express invitation to attend each and every time we take up the Thurmont Region Plan? And will every vote be preceded by a call to the respective mayor if it affects, okay.
Not everything has to be reduced to the absurd, Lenny.
I'm not reducing it to the absurd.
I'd like to bring this to a close.
I mean...
I don't know what the standards are.
I don't think it's absurd what he just said.
I don't know what the standards are.
I thought Thurmont would have had some representation at this meeting, and there was none, so...
Is it just my motions that need to be telephoned to the mayors to get a thumbs up, or?
No.
Well, then which ones are and which ones are
I
not?
think we made a general point that we would be aware of their interests and concerns and make an effort, reasonable effort to communicate.
All right, I don't know what that means. I have no idea what
We
that
didn't
means.
say we're obligated to do it, we'll always invite them, we'll always inform them, we
Thank
won't
you,
ever take
Carol.
up an issue. We didn't say any of those things. It's reasonable to try to communicate better.
It's been a lovely discussion, but I do want to adjourn the
I'm all
meeting
for that,
since we're
yeah.
done with our meeting
Please.
agenda. I think our next meeting is Thursday morning, so we'll be back with our viewing audience at 9:30 a.m. on Thursday. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.